Ooh! What's up, Internet? My name's Nerdy.
And I'm Clarus.
And this is Andor, Season 2, Episode 2. You thought I wasn't going to sing, didn't you?
No,
I got it in there.
Everyone was waiting for it.
But yeah. I got it in there. That's right. The first episode was amazing. It was really, really good television.
Yeah.
So
we ate and then sat down and we're like, all right, next.
Two. All right, let's dive the heck in. If you want that flowing through action, you got to go to patreon.com/nerdynightly. But if you don't, stay here, because you're already here in Kasakabe with us, and we're going to watch Andor.
Stop right there! You got 15 blasters!
Stop right now. Thank you very much. I need somebody with that rebel touch. Hey, you, always on the run. Better blow it up, baby. Better have some fun. Oh my god, now I'm just thinking of Spice Girls songs as recruitment for the rebellion.
Oh, Jesus.
If
Honestly,
you want to be a rebel, you gotta meet Cassian. Sorry, what did you say?
I said the Empire should have, like, a pop girl group.
Yeah. Just stormtroopers with, like, big fake booby chests. And they're all guys. Yeah. They're all male dancers, but they're like... That's illegal in Florida. They couldn't put that at Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, true.
Imperial supply census, it's an audit.
If they're checking visas, we have a problem.
He knows that.
And they're doing a lot of recap for episodes that drop together.
Yeah, that is true.
Because it's not even like last week on. It's simultaneously with.
Yes. We went full Lord of the Flies in like 3 days. It was wild.
Yeah. No, I think that powder keg's been brewing for a while.
Yeah.
But set up really well with the, like, is there food in there? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Little things like that. I will say this. I did change my shirt. Clarus hasn't changed. The reason is I went to get us food, and it is raining, so my clothes are very wet.
I was wrong. I definitely thought that planet was, like, where his sister...
Yeah, me too.
Died.
Unless it is, and he's using that as a, like, secret operating base.
Oh, like he was like, this is where we should meet.
Yeah.
So he can investigate it.
Mm-hmm. But that ship is definitely not from his childhood.
What did you do with Rika's body?
What? Rika's body? What's he talking about? They can't find her either. They're messing with us.
Or it's the monsters?
Yeah. That's just
Uh-huh. Jesus Christ, this is fucking awful. Oh, man. It is so cool to see them exploring how difficult it was to keep the rebellion together, though, right? Literally cell by cell.
Yeah.
It's not gonna rain forever. You might want to bank some water.
Honestly, they're lucky Cassian's here.
I know. Don't know how many of them you can save, though.
Mm-hmm.
He's there, he's everywhere, he's nowhere. Next time, catch them first, then make them famous.
It's good advice.
Yeah.
God, this fucking backdrop.
Gorman is a gift. Take it. Then win it.
That's one thing to call it.
Yeah, nothing like
the gift of
genocide.
genocide.
Of a whole
I'm just gonna assume it's a genocide.
It's something. The fun thing about it is I don't know the specifics.
Mm-hmm.
I know what it leads to, but
we'll light it. Scully will change his mind, and we'll move it. Then he'll
What the fuck did he buy?
It's a bit gross, don't you think? It's probably worth more than the house.
You'll want to put that in your speech.
4 valleys away, he should know better. Pace yourself or pay the price. He was always weak.
I have a feeling Tay wasn't drinking.
Maybe.
I think Perrin might have gotten him sent away from the wedding.
It was kind of hard to tell how he felt about it, honestly.
I don't know. I think Perrin is going to surprise us this season, and I don't know in which direction yet.
Yeah.
That is an impressive structure.
What if we stay ahead of them?
I'd be careful. I caught someone running at 500. I'll find out what I can.
Fuck.
You'll be here.
This is very close to some real world shit right now.
Yep.
This and Daredevil both were produced long ago enough, but are prophetic.
Mm-hmm. It's almost like we knew where this was going.
They've gone very quiet over there. You need a perimeter.
I was just about to do that. That's a good idea.
God, he's like still Cassian, but grown so much from season 1. It's cool.
Yeah.
How can it smell that bad that fast?
Oh, is it durian?
Oh.
Ugh. Have you ever had durian?
No, I don't know.
I can't get past the smell.
I have no idea what that is.
I think it's technically a fruit.
200 covert charging rods. Doesn't seem like much, does it?
What's up, Cyril? What bullshit are you up to this year?
There's a future here. For those who dare.
I hate him so much.
I know.
And his actor at Star Wars Celebration seems so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
He's like all smiles and then on.
That was quick.
Yep, here they are.
You have to ask the lieutenant.
I haven't met him yet.
You will?
Framing that whole scene with them in the front and the conversation back, just brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
Soft planet for a few days?
Is he a mechanic as well?
Very good one.
Does he worry about you?
I fucking hate this.
It's supposed to stop things sneaking away while we're doing all our counting.
Oh, what a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
Well, nice to meet you. See you along the way.
Oh, God.
Well done, Bix. You fucking held it together. Oh,
Yeah.
man. That was stressful. We're watching a lot of really stressful TV right now.
I know.
What happens at the top, I don't remember. We gaze at the ancestral lands, some children sing. The elder waves her hand and we'll all have been purified.
Purified because you sweat out all the alcohol from the night before.
Yeah.
Luthen knows, but he won't tell me. That's not acceptable. If she wanted to see me, she would.
Oh, girl. I wonder how long into the season until we see Cinta.
Yeah.
We should be getting worried. About what?
1, 2, 3.
Are they taking it apart?
Trying to turn it around. The guns at the front.
Oh. Oh, shit.
If they're lucky, they'll make 5 meters by midnight. They will be close.
Oh, shit! Hard to turn the thing while you're under fire. I love that Cassian even does their math for them.
I know.
No way.
What?
They're together?
Whatever it was.
It was
I
quick.
guess he saved her life.
We can't cancel again. We can't.
Oh no, this is gonna have the weirdest
I hate it.
sexual chemistry of anything ever.
Oh,
So great at humor.
Mon Mothma.
I'm sorry, I feel terrible. I really had no idea.
You know, the irony is it's the rebellion that hurt me most. Rebel activity soured my investments. You can see how I might feel undervalued.
After all you've done for me, please. Now, let's celebrate.
Indeed.
Damn.
Yikes.
Poor girl. I don't know, it's kind of a shitty move to be like, I wanted you to pay more attention to me. But I also get it.
I don't even think it's personal attention. I think that, like, she was like, handle it.
Mm-hmm.
Not until these bastards are gone. We'll have to see what they do. Just get prepared.
Be prepared. I really must be stopped. Fuck. Can we have one happy episode this season?
No.
No? Okay.
No.
Damn, that's a dope-ass place to put a lock. I want one scene this season where, unrelated to anything, Palpatine comes and buys a artifact.
Palpatine?
Yeah, he just walks in like, I can see that you have many different artifacts. I would like to look at this one for a while. Everyone's like freaking out, and there's literally nothing behind it. He just like shows up and leaves.
Yeah.
He's just doing his shopping. You think we see Palpy this season?
Nah.
Is there any chance he'd go to Scaldon?
No, you wouldn't dare. I will set a meeting on Coruscant with Tay next week. We will find a number.
I'm not saying this is the best plan, but like you could just take him as a lover. Because he's an attractive man. No, I know it's bad. He's just hot. I'm sorry. He's a very good looking man.
But joy has no wind at its back. Joy will not announce its arrival. You need to listen for it and be mindful of how fleeting.
Oh no.
For me right now, it's a smile that I can't hide as I see these two young people sharing our greatest tradition.
That's a damn good wedding speech. That was well done.
That little boy does not want to be there.
No, he does not.
Are you backing down? I'm drafting a challenge!
1v1 me, bro? I say that a lot. I realize I say that a lot now.
Why?
I don't know, I love to say 1v1 me, bro. I say it in a lot of reactions.
Alright.
What's she gonna do, Bix?
Watch him, eyes open.
Watch they wipe each other out and it's just Cassian left. He just leaves.
3.
Hey, look at this. We're being adults about it.
Rosky rules.
Rosky rules.
Everybody hear that?
Are they about to rock, paper, scissors for leadership?
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh no.
They're literally doing rock, paper, scissors.
But it's 5 hands, so it's actually rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Oh, yeah.
Cassian is the only one with a gun right now, and that is hilarious.
Especially if there's monsters.
Well, he might leave these fucks to die. Which might be the best for the rebellion at this point. I don't know that I would trust them.
It's not.
Oh, God! Was that a rhino?
Yeah? A carnivorous rhino, I guess?
That doesn't need to be carnivorous to run through them.
To, like, bite a leg off?
Yeah, that's actually fair. Oh, Cass, you've not taken anyone with you. Oh my God, yeah, he's just leaving them behind. These poor idiots. Damn. Wow, what a landscape. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
and stuff, but I'm also like, I get it.
Ariel Kleeman, great job. I think both those episodes started by them, and both episodes so far have been so good.
Yeah.
I cannot believe how riveted I am by a Chandrilla wedding.
Yeah, yeah, right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're leaning into it. I'm super down right now.
Yeah, man, Lucian's gonna kill that guy.
Yeah.
It's not
I
gonna
think
be good.
I think Tay's gonna be the first to die this season.
First? Okay. Alright.
Yeah, I think it's next episode.
It might be.
I think so. Okay, here I'm predicting the Ferrix crew will make it into the second group of 3.
Okay.
But they're all dead.
Why?
And then,
Are there things that happen after this show?
well, I mean, there's a bunch of characters who have to be dead, right?
I know.
Like Deirdre and Cyril will both die this season.
Yeah.
Luthen is the most dead. Luthen might be the most dead character in the history of television.
Yeah. He's not gonna make it.
We know, like, there are characters who we know when they die, right?
Sure.
I won't talk about books because that feels spoilery, but like in Rogue One, we know Saw makes it to Rogue One.
Yeah.
We haven't seen Saw yet this season. I'm really curious when we will.
Yeah.
We know Mon Mothma lives because Mon Mothma's still fucking alive in the sequels.
We don't know if her daughter's alive.
Oh no, her daughter. Oh, actually, we don't know. I don't know if her daughter's alive. I don't know if Perrin makes it. I could see Perrin being around working for the Empire. Or just, like, doing fuck all. No, honestly, when Mon Mothma becomes the face of the rebellion, Perrin either ends up in prison or dies.
There can't really be a...
He gets interrogated, for sure.
Yeah.
Right? Maybe, or he dies. I don't know what happens to her husband. I'm trying to think who else. Like, but I feel like Bix, big guy, I can't remember his name. I feel like all the Ferrix people are dead.
It's tough unless they're able to like be dropped off on an island and live happily ever after. Like Bad Batch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, really, 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 I love the episode. I thought the casting having to deal with this like unruly rebel squad was so fascinating and like such a great thematic representation of what the rebellion has to build from.
Yeah, and like what they achieved, because we already see them later on when they have structure, right?
Yeah,
and
on
like
Yavin and in Rebels. And,
and just having that like spirit is not enough, right?
It's really hard to keep people on focus and together.
These people on this planet that are stuck care more about their egos than they do living. Like they,
I don't know if I agree with that. I think that it's more about
they're fighting over who gets to lead.
Right, and it's because without a really concrete, I think that at this stage in the rebellion, the people who are joining are the most desperate, right?
Yeah.
And if you cannot provide them with a concrete path forward, they're going to be skittish, right? There isn't a structure to give them any feeling of safety. And so, you know, when Maya, this person we don't know, obviously, but was their leader, I think that they were able to work together because they need a chain of command. And I think that is, you know, I think that all human rebellions, you know, we've had rebellions across human history, and oftentimes you can point to a leader, right? And a lot of rebellions just fall apart when the leader is gone. Not because the feelings that brought about the rebellion are gone, but because it's really hard to keep people together without leadership.
Yeah, it's why, like, charisma is kind of one of those, like, hidden, like, superpowers almost, right?
Yeah.
You can convince people of almost anything with charisma.
Why do you think they killed Martin Luther King Jr.?
Yep.
Right? It wasn't because he was failing.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, there are so many people that have been killed throughout history simply because they were too good at bringing people together.
They were beloved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, love is a dangerous weapon.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Cyril and Deirdre. What is their sex life like?
I don't know.
Because they both just stare.
I don't know. Because she was like not into him, had zero interest, and then he like saved her life, and so she has this like weird trauma response towards him.
But she's also like fully the top in the relationship.
Yeah.
Like the way she grabbed his face, she has never been on the bottom. She rides him every single... When they do have sex, which is on her schedule, she unlocks his chastity cage and rides him to her pleasure and then locks him back up. And I refuse to believe anything else.
Yeah, they...
And she does so while staring him directly in the eyes uncomfortably the whole time.
I'm so uncomfortable.
It was weird seeing her with her hair down.
I know. Like two like genuinely like incredible actors just making me the most uncomfortable, and I'm like, yeah, give me more. Yeah,
like everything I'm saying is about the characters. I think they're both being realized so well.
Yeah.
Because I cannot empathize with them at all, but I can completely understand them.
Yeah.
And that is actually a really hard line to push.
Yeah.
Usually, really excellent villains, there is an empathetic line into the way that they're acting.
Yeah.
Right? I'm even someone, truly crazy like the Joker. There's an empathy around their acknowledgement. The Joker acknowledges this trauma of the actions that have led him to where he's at, right?
Yeah.
And even in his full-on insanity, there are ways in which that you can empathize with him.
Right.
While obviously thinking everything he does is wrong. And I find there's a weird, like, sociopathic lack of humanity in both of those characters that is driven not so much by empathy, but by this drive that I understand but cannot feel. And I find both of their performances so riveting because of it.
Yeah.
Because they're so similar to Luthen. Both of them, right? But what drives Luthen at the baseline is empathy.
Yes.
Is love and passion, and he yearns for that, but he cannot have that.
He has decided to give it up.
So that other people can.
Yeah.
Whereas they're so driven, their baseline is pure drive, is pure belief and like this cultish, fervor that they have for the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
And, in a way it makes sense that they found each other, right?
Accomplishment, yeah.
Yeah. And, there are probably people who could say, like, well, I can find empathy for Cyril because his mom's fucking crazy, right? But they're both such unique villain performances, and I find, because like Krennic, to point towards other Imperial characters who are very different, right?
Yeah.
Krennic is so emotionally driven.
Mm-hmm.
And him and Deirdre, in contrast to one another, is delicious in the show.
Yeah, Deirdre is not, like, hating the rebels. Doesn't have, like, a vendetta. Like, it never feels like it comes from a place of, like, passion.
No, I agree. I agree completely, yeah.
Right? Whereas, like...
It feels like she wants to be able to check things off of her to-do list.
Yes, she has to win. She has to be, she has to be the smartest in the room, and she needs to get done what she believes needs to be done. But those beliefs come from a place of like efficiency and calculation, and not any kind of like emotion.
Yeah, it's really cool, man. I think they're both really crushed, and obviously Cyril only has a couple of scenes here, but they're crushing it, and they all are. I think the casting for the show, even the one lieutenant that was like hitting on Bix, like what a great performance. Gross, right? Like immediately off-putting, but delivered perfectly. All of this stuff on the Grain World is so small, but is just so, it's doing such a good job of portraying the like everyday issues with fascism, and it's so close to real world shit that it's like the fact that they filmed this a year and a half ago is so crazy. It's so wild.
I know.
And it's so tough to talk about that because like I don't want to get into it, but at the same time it feels like you have to. The show is like dragging that conversation into the light, which is what good art should do, especially political art like this.
Absolutely.
And Andor is expressly political art, right? I do love people who are like, I don't like Andor because I don't like politics in Star Wars, and I'm like, you're so fucking stupid.
I know.
Like if you don't understand how political the original Star Wars movie is in 1977. partially it's because you're young and you don't understand what the world looked like in the 70s, but also because you're dumb and you don't realize how deliberately anti-authoritarian George Lucas's art is and how much of a fucking hippie he was.
Yeah, how do you think George Lucas votes? I'm gonna give you one guess.
I know, and there are people who are like, God, the sequels are so woke, and I'm like, are you out of your goddamn mind?
Yeah.
You think that The Empire Strikes Back isn't woke as fuck for 1980? Are you? Have you lost it?
Yeah.
And you know, it's so wild to watch people who can like empathize with rebellion in their media, but have no ability to understand whose side those rebels would be on in real life.
It's because they see people doing what they want to do. They're like, those guys, they're scrappy. They're fighting for what they think is right and what they want to do. It's not about what they think is right.
Yeah.
It is not about where that idea comes from. It is not about the right. How do I phrase that without sounding like on the political spectrum? It's about, it's about like, it's like cops loving Punisher. They see someone who does whatever they want to do.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they're like, well, I appreciate do what I want to do. No one tells me how to live my life kind of vibe. It has nothing to do with why they're rebelling.
Yeah.
It is merely the act of lashing out. And they can't, they cannot think past that point.
Yeah, it's really an immaturity thing. I think it goes back to episode 1 when Krennic has his board meeting about Gorman, and every single person in that room is white. And I think that the casting of that scene is, or maybe a couple of them aren't, but the majority of the people in that room are white men. And the casting of that is very intentional. The lack of aliens in the Imperial ranks, and the lack of aliens on the show, right? The Chandrillan wedding, not a lot of aliens. The show is not leaning into that side of Star Wars because we find in the Imperial era, we find those characters primarily in the darker, grungier parts of the galaxy.
Yeah, they're not the rich, wealthy ones.
Yeah.
Unless you've got, like, Jabba the Hutt, who is, like, a mobster. Like, a mob
but
boss.
you see them, like, on Tatooine. You see them...
Yeah.
You see them in the Outer Rim. You don't see them in the Central Imperial worlds. No, you do, but just not as much, because the show's trying to say something.
Yeah.
And it's trying to do it not explicitly, and I think there's a lot of really not explicit thematic dialogue, or sorry, not dialogue, storytelling happening in the show that is very quiet and very in the background, but is being done very, very well.
Yeah,
just immaculately.
The stormtroopers are all human, right? Like, they're all the same species.
They're kidnapped children.
Could not be more clear. I mean, yes, but also, like, there's no, Imperial officers that are Twi'leks.
Yeah. And there's a reason.
Yeah, oh yeah.
There's a reason. Interesting stuff. I am so curious to see what the reception of the show is going to be. I'm so on board right now, and I hope that the internet is too, so that we don't have to have dumb conversations about it.
Yeah, right.
And I don't mean that if you don't like the show, that's fine. Like, I'm not saying you have to like the show. There are some reasons why some people won't like the show that I will roll my eyes at.
Yeah. If you think that woke is the real criticism, we're rolling our eyes at you. I want to be very clear in case it wasn't. So.
Wild.
Yeah.
Wild. Very cool stuff. Wow. The visuals continue to be amazing. The costuming continues to be amazing. The cinematography is beautiful.
Yeah.
Sound design has been great. I really, like, across the board, the show is so immaculately put together, and the team that did this, like, wow. Just truly, like, it's just big wows.
Yeah. Part of me, like, as a reactor, I hate that they are dropping 3 episodes at once, but, like, a part of me that's, like, just enjoying the show is grateful that we have another one to watch, right?
I know. And what's interesting is I thought that all of these plot lines would end, like, I thought we were going to do 3 episodes in this year, and so the fact that Cassian kind of got out of his in this episode, interesting. I'm really curious to see what Cassian's story in the next episode is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's meeting back up with Luthen or something. I don't know. If you like the video, do you have any last thoughts?
No.
If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. If you don't, hit the dislike button. Leave me comments down below, because the algorithm god is hungry and we must feed her. This episode, that algorithm goddess is There's so many women on the show, babe. You gotta pick one.
You know what? It's gotta be Mon Mothma's daughter. I'm so sorry.
Oh, Lita.
Yeah, Lita.
Yeah, your boyfriend sucks.
You got a rough.
Or maybe he's great
life
and his
ahead of
dad's
ya.
just made his life hard. I don't know. We haven't actually heard him speak.
He
so.
does not. He's sitting there like so unenthused.
What if he's just gay and doesn't want to hold a girl's hand because he's afraid of pussy?
Yeah, like that could be it, but then she's still in for a rough life.
I don't know. There's plenty of women I know who are married to gay men, and they get there eventually.
I don't know how that translates to Chandrilan culture.
I don't know either.
So
it seemed like Perrin wasn't 100% against her having a lover. Mon Mothma having a lover.
That's what I mean. That's why that conversation didn't go the direction that like I thought that it would.
Well, and it's because the reveal is that Perrin didn't get him sent away. He is lashing out at Mon Mothma because he's helped her and now his shit is falling apart.
Yeah.
Which is genuinely hard.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I thought that he was just being like, I want attention. I didn't really, it took me a couple more lines of dialogue to put together that like, when he says his business is going south, he means like seriously
means real
south.
bad, yeah.
And that is actually, it is more interesting than I thought. I thought they were going kind of a like, I did this because I wanted to fuck you route, and I don't actually think the show's going that way.
He comments on the wedding,
Yeah.
and you know what a spectacle it is. Like it is that like very undercurrent political like not overt explaining things that is a huge comment on like how the dialogue's written. I think it's very well done.
Well, and I once I kind of it took me a second longer than it should have to clock what was going on with him. But once I did, I am really able to empathize with it. Sorry, I know we're past the got a second, but I just want to bring this point up. I never hated rich people more than when I was catering, because the dumb, wasteful way they would spend money pissed me off. I worked at Bar Mitzvah where they had us drill holes in the bottom of guitars so that we could have a guitar sitting at an angle on every centerpiece. And they were like $200 guitars. Mm-hmm. And there were like 36 of them. And I was like, it was just a piece of the centerpiece. The amount spent on just the guitars was thousands of dollars to ruin them.
Yeah.
They were useless after that. You know what I mean? And so the opulence and the waste of wealth is a really like disgusting two-sided blade that can cause friction for people, and it certainly did for me. Like the lifestyle that I watch people lead is not one that I would ever want.
Yeah. And
you know, I'm not the most material person. And certainly if I ever had that kind of wealth, I would spend it much differently. Yeah. But I probably won't ever have that kind of wealth because I don't have the desire for it. I'm not driven by it in the way that some people are. Yeah. And I partially credit that to the anger that I felt at watching money and particularly like food just be wasted at those events. Yeah. And I was grateful for the job, but at the same time, like, at what cost?
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah. Great episode of TV. It has a lot to say about the world. And I appreciate that. I appreciate good art. If you want to follow us on the internet, you can. I'm at Nerdy Nightly.
I'm at Claris Polaris.
Do something nerdy tonight. Bye.
Bye.